Hi, this is Dr. Laibow, and Codex is over. I'm on my way to the United States, and from there to Thailand. Now, I want to talk about one thing that happened at Codex during the past week, and that was that we were given a lever, a tool, a possibility for reclaiming food that made me want to jump up and down and squeal with pleasure when I heard it. Of course, if I had, we were so far up in the balcony, nobody would have been disturbed by it, but I managed not to anyway. Here's what happened. As you know, the United States refuses to identify genetically modified food in the food that you eat. It's illegal to label genetically modified foods in the United States, and it's trying desperately hard to push that policy on the rest of the world. The rest of the world is not at all happy with that. Africa, Norway, the 26 countries of the European Union are saying, no way, Jose, are we going to have unlabeled genetically modified foods if we have them at all. And the U.S. is saying, oh yes, you will. So this is a pitched battle that's been going on for about 18 years here in Codex. Now, this time, it was announced as part of the proceedings that FAO and WHO, the parent bodies, have undertaken a procedure to identify, quote, low-level contamination of genetically modified foods. What low-level means varies from country to country. The United States allows 10% of your organic foods to be contaminated with genetically modified material. The rest of the world allows either 0.9 or 1% contamination. So low level is a matter of debate. But the point is that FAO and WHO have decided that it's a serious problem when food is contaminated with genetically modified food, and they call it contamination. They don't call it just mixed in with. They call it contaminated by. So WHO and FAO have said that Codex 2 needs to have a standard for the analysis of genetically modified foods in with other foods. Now that means that those foods have to be labeled, because otherwise they can't be identified or traced. They can be identified with expensive and difficult laboratory maneuvers, but they can't be traced if they haven't been labeled. Lo and behold, through a procedural maneuver, Codex is now required to require labeling for international shipment of genetically modified foods and foods that might be contaminated by them. We've won a huge battle. Now we have to exploit that. We have to write technical papers. We have to present those technical papers to the developing countries and the European Union and the other countries that do not want genetically modified or certainly unlabeled genetically modified food. And then we have to take those pieces of information around, explain what they mean, and help countries use them. We may have to write some grants for laboratory equipment for the developing world. They have the people, but they don't have the machines. We've got a huge opportunity in front of us. That's another thing we'll be doing this next year. Well, we've left Codex now. Codex is over at the commission level for the year, and we'll be attending committee meetings during the year and keeping you posted. We're on our way up in the air, and we have a lot of work to do together. Remember, we can only do that work if you donate and if you make recurring donations to help us. Small amounts, large amounts, they all mount up. Thanks. This is Rima E, flying from Codex.